So I was just doing a meditation and I asked my spirit team, the wisdom keepers, if they had anything they would like to share with the collective. And this is what I heard them say. The very first thing they said was, we just want humanity to know how very loved they are and how very powerful and important they are to the collective experience of the universe. Then they went on to talk about spiritual gifts and how many people that are awakening are seeking to find what their spiritual gifts are. But this is what they said about that the seeking of your spiritual gifts is actually what is keeping you from tuning in to what your true gift really is. So instead of me trying to explain it, I'm going to let them explain it, or them. Many of you are in the idea or the belief that you must earn or become or discover something about yourself in order to have worth or to have the ability to have the acknowledgement on your earth that you seek and desire within the ability to be seen and valued by other humans on your earth. But we want to come with a understanding of why this is taking place in your human ego mind and the difference between what we interpret as your true self and what you interpret as your true self. When we look at humanity, we do not see an individual consciousness. We see a unified consciousness as all of us, including those of us who reside in the higher dimensions and realms, are unified as one consciousness. We all think as one. We all vibrate as one. However, the focused attention that we all have appears to be individualized in many different ways. When you are on Earth, this individualized focus becomes the ego. The ego becomes the identity of your human experience, and then you begin to see yourself through that description that has been created through the mind of the ego. The ego is not your enemy. It is not something that you must overcome or end. It is simply a tool given to you to have an experience of separation. The separation is what gives you the identity to be a human, and to be a human means to have experiences. From our perspective, you have many experiences that are not capable of being had in other dimensions. For example, we do not experience pleasure in the way that you experience pleasure. We do not experience choice in the way that you experience choice. We do not experience touch in the way that you experience touch. We do not experience contrast in the way that you experience contrast. From your mind, from your individual thought, you see this as a curse. However, this is a gift. This is something that you chose in your higher form, in your unity consciousness from Source itself, that has projected itself into a unique frequency you may call a soul, that then projected a part of itself. Maybe you will say a little lightning bolt of energy down into the human experience, which resides in the human body. And then you begin to identify with the body as who you are. Because of this, you begin to seek ideas and values that give you worth based on the human perspective. However, your human perspective is not your true self. Your true self is the divine light in which is being projected into your human body and into the human consciousness. When you begin to understand the difference between the I and the we, you begin to understand that there is nothing missing from you. There is nothing that you must do or seek to become different. It is simply a remembering of who you are without the need to conform to the idea that you must earn or you must become something different. The becoming of something different is simply a reprogramming of your human ego mind and the remembrance of your true divine self. Everything you need is within you. When you begin to go inward, when you remember your own frequency and light, the gifts that you have naturally begin to tune in or turn on. These are not things that reside outside of you. They are not things that you must earn or you must become different to have. It is simply a remembrance. The remembrance is bringing yourself back into the frequency of love. Love is the remembrance of your divine self. Many of you do not love yourself, and that is why you seek something outside of yourself, or you seek something even within yourself to give yourself worth and value, to be able to play a part upon the human experience. Many of you think, if I have this gift, I have this idea, if I perform in this way, this will give me worth and value, and therefore humanity will see me as worthy and valuable. When you begin to see yourself as worthy and valuable, you do not need the outside or external validation to feel that. You simply work and flow, you show up as yourself, and your natural abilities will come forth, which will put you in the position and place to share the gift in a natural way, in your most authentic authority, not in a way that performs or attempts to show up in a way that gives you worth and value, as that is not something you need because you already have it, but in a way that gives worth and reminds those around you of their unique frequency in order to begin to put what you may call the conscious puzzle together, where all humans reside in the we frequency. We understand this concept could be difficult as you begin to awaken. However, over time, these things will come more and more into the awareness of your human mind, and you'll become less and less concerned about sharing your gifts or earning your gifts or being your gifts, and you will simply flow with them. We encourage you not to look around you or compare yourself in this ability to learn, and simply to trust what is coming through for you at the time that is coming through. We love you deeply, and we want you to understand there is never a moment you are alone in this process of exploring and learning upon the earth. You are surrounded by many, you are supported by many, and you are loved by many. Remember, you are divine. We love you. All right, so I don't know what was just said because I don't hear, well, I hear what's coming through me, but I don't comprehend it as it's coming through me. If somebody were to ask me a question after a channeling, it might provoke or like remind my human mind of something that came out of me, but a lot of times I have no idea what's coming out of me. But I hope that was helpful, and I just want to remind you guys that I do a live channeling every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time here on TikTok and over on YouTube. So come join me if you want to ask questions. My Ascension membership is in my website, angieharris.org. All right, I hope that was helpful.